child was admitted to the hospital for dehydration from the flu and is now home after making a full recovery. But there's been a wave of reactions from people, including clinicians online, saying things like, why even go to the hospital if you don't trust modern medicine? Why refuse Tamiflu and showcase it on social media? They're wasting resources. I get why some are frustrated, but I want to talk about why this divide is exactly why we're struggling as a society when it comes to healthcare and healthcare information. To my fellow clinicians, we work in a system built on evidence, science, and real interventions that we have seen save lives. So when someone who rejects modern medicine suddenly needs it, it's easy to feel frustrated. But here's the thing, dismissing these patients with anger or mockery doesn't fix the problem, it only pushes them further away. Medicine evolves, research evolves, and part of our role is acknowledging this. Patients don't expect perfection, but they do expect honesty. And while we often feel strapped for time, explaining the why behind our recommendations isn't just a courtesy, it's a crucial part of rebuilding trust. We're at a point where more people are turning to alternative practitioners, and we have to ask ourselves, why? It's not just misinformation, it's mistrust. Many patients feel unheard, dismissed, overprescribed to, or like they don't get enough time with their doctors. And we all know this is entirely on us. Burnout, corporatization, and the pressure to see more patients in less time have stripped so much of the care out of healthcare. The problem is when people feel unseen in traditional medicine, they don't always seek better care. They seek care that feels better. And right now, that's often leading them straight into the hands of misinformation. And if we don't start addressing the root of this distrust, we're not going to lose patients. We're going to lose them to narratives that put their health at risk. And part of that means we need to be honest, not just about the benefits of medicine, but the risks too. Transparency goes both ways. Yes, we should push back against misinformation, but we should also recognize that sometimes medical professionals have contributed to the problem or that we can make mistakes. Over-exaggerating risks, using fear-based messaging, or minimizing concerns because we know best is part of why people don't trust us. We can acknowledge the limitations of medicine without discrediting its life-saving capabilities. For example, with Tamiflu, I discuss both the benefits and risks with every family considering it. Some choose to take it, some don't. Either way, I always go over the warning signs to watch for flu because informed care isn't about pressuring, it's about preparing and focusing on the science. To those who are skeptical of modern medicine, I get it. Modern medicine isn't perfect. The healthcare system isn't perfect. I've been on both sides as a doctor and a patient. But science is still science. It's not about blind trust. It's about understanding the difference between healthy skepticism and outright misinformation. If you choose homeopathic remedies or make specific healthcare choices for your family, that's your right. But here's what I ask. Please don't spread misinformation. And please don't assume that one personal experience of yours applies universally to all people. Misinformation doesn't lead to informed choices. It leads to manipulated ones. True informed consent means knowing the real risks and benefits, not just the ones that confirm what you already believe. It means having open, honest conversations with the clinician, one who, like the example I gave earlier, can walk you through the pros and cons of a medication or intervention without shame, judgment, or pressure. One of the biggest challenges we face today is that transparency and nuance do not do well on social media. Some clinicians exaggerate risks or simplify medicine to fear-based messaging. And some content creators or influencers spread completely false information about vaccines, treatments, and illnesses using personal anecdotes or fake stories as universal truth, something we commonly see in the anti-vax community, using deaths of infants as their poster child for not vaccinating when the death had nothing to do with vaccines. Algorithms reward the most extreme sensationalized takes, drowning out the actual balanced science. And when we can't have full honesty, when we can't talk about both why medicine works and where it falls short, we create a landscape where people have to choose between blind acceptance and full rejection, and neither of those are good for public health. When things go wrong, modern medicine saves lives, and as an osteopathic physician who gets acupuncture regularly, has seen a chiropractor, vaccinates herself and her children, and is very conservative about prescribing meds, I know firsthand that the advancements in science have saved so many lives. It doesn't have to be black and white. That doesn't mean you have to agree with everything about the system, but it does mean acknowledging where it works. It means having gratitude for the things modern medicine has given us. At the end of the day, this isn't about choosing sides. It's about rebuilding trust. Medicine shouldn't be about winning arguments. It's about keeping people safe and healthy. We can acknowledge the flaws in the system while also recognizing the life-saving advancements it has given us. We can question parts of modern medicine without rejecting all of it. We can advocate for better healthcare experiences while also respecting the data that guides our decisions. This work is important so we don't lose the progress science has made to misinformation and fear disguised as truth.